Hi, this is Alex Webster from Cannibal Corpse. You're watching Sleepless in Reykjavík.
I want to see all of you out there banging your head for this next one. Decency devoid.
Við erum stödd hér fyrir utan NASA við Austurvöll í Reykjavík á Íslandi í Evrópu. Og við erum í þann mund í að fara að skella okkur á Cannibal Corpse tónleika sem munum væntanlega að leika hér fyrir fullu húsi á eftir. Og við viljum að heyra aðeins í Alex Webster kanna farveginn hvernig þeir hafa haft það, þeir kumpánar hér í þessa daga sem að þeir hafa dvalið á Íslandi og jafnvel athuga hvort þeir hafi fengið sér skyr.
Hot on stage. That's one thing for sure. We were definitely sweating leaders up there, and we were really impressed with the crowd. You know, very loud crowd after every song. There was a really good response. You know, so we've been really impressed with both nights. I was just talking to some other people about it and mentioning that for a country that doesn't have a huge population, there's a very strong scene here. A lot of countries that have, you know, a larger population don't have as many people coming to the shows, so it's really impressive. I think there's a great music scene here in general because the bands that we played with are all really, you know, killer players and everything and heavy. So, and we're impressed. You know, we're impressed, and we're all kind of still, you know, amazed that we made it here. You know, because it was one of those places where it seemed like it was going to be too difficult to get there and everything. You know, and we finally put it together with the local promoter Torsten, and we're so happy we got to come here and play because it was definitely worth the trip. Hopefully tomorrow we'll get to see some things. A couple of us are sticking around. Some of the guys need to get home because they have, you know, their children and everything. Like Paul and George are really, you know, they want to spend as much time with their family as possible. I understand that, but for a couple of us we thought, hey, you know, this is our first time here. Let's see some things. You know, I know that Iceland has wonderful, you know, natural wonders and everything, geysers and active volcanoes and things like that, waterfalls. So we're hoping to see some of that tomorrow. You know, we basically got the whole day free. We're also going to do an in-store at the music store that loaned us the equipment for this, for these two concerts. That'll be at 5:30 tomorrow. But other than that, the whole day is sightseeing, and at least we'll have plenty of daylight for it. Never seen anything like this either. You know, I'm from the latitude I grew up in was in Buffalo, New York, and you know, we get some long days in the summer, but nothing like this. So it's been really interesting.
This is about shooting blood from your cock.
We recorded Kill at Mana Studios with our friend Eric Rutan as the producer. He did a great job, we think. It's looking like 90% sure that we're going to work with him on the next record. The album was recorded in late 2005. We were, you know, like I said, we're really happy with it. It took us a couple months to do all of it. You know, we really wanted to take our time and make sure everything was just the way we wanted it to be, but we're very satisfied with the results. I mean, we're happy with all the producers we've worked with. Neil Kernan, Colin Richardson, Scott Burns, of course, Jim Morris. All those guys are great. Even Dennis Fura from up in Niagara Falls, who worked with some of our stuff in the very beginning, he was great too. But Eric brought some kind of rough edge to the sound. I can't quite explain it, but it really this album, even though it's a tight performance, it has some kind of dirty sound to it that we really like. It just sounds a little raw or something. I can't quite put my finger on it verbally. You just have to hear it. The rough plan, this is always subject to change if something comes up, if we get offered some really killer tour that we can't resist. But the plan is to finish all the touring by the end of October for this album and then start writing immediately after that. I've actually already begun writing some new riffs, and I think Pat's got a few ideas too. But the rough schedule is recording sometime next summer. And like I said, it will most likely be at Manor Studios with Eric Ratanigan. Just want to say thank you to everybody who came to the shows in Iceland and everybody on the metal scene here. You guys gave us the warmest welcome, and it was awesome to play here. And we really hope we can arrange to come back again, because once is not enough. Thank you so much.
Já, við erum stödd hérna fyrir utan NASA. Planið að kíkja á Cannibal Corpse hér á eftir sem ætla að tróða upp væntanlega fyrir fullum sal. Og hér rétt á eftir ætlum við að heyra í Alex Webster og hvernig þetta leggst allt í hann og hvernig Ísland hefur farið með þá félaga þessa daga. Ekki hægt að filma, maður.